Hey, buddy. It's good to see you. It's been a very, very, very long time. Please, come in. I was just doing some work on the balcony, actually, but I don't use this place very often either. I tend to keep it for some of our more exclusive clients. We'll do the exchange at the desk, but yeah, feel free to have a little look around. This is the address hotel, Dubai Marina. And the view is, well, it's easy on the eye, to say the least. I find some of the endless paperwork infinitely easier to do with the view. Okay. Sorry to pull you away, but we have some sugar to deal. Come in and take a seat and I'll get everything closed up and get started. At last. As I said, I know it's been a very long time since you last saw me. And I think the Dutch shipment, yes, I remember it well. You enjoyed it. Of course, of course. The Dutch make some of the very finest chocolate. At least my guy does. Alright, we have a lot to get through. Now I know that you'd had some preliminary discussions with our team about what your requirements were, about what you were hoping to accomplish from this meeting. I'm happy to say, not only have we sourced all of your demands, we've added even a couple of our own that I think you're gonna like. Let's just be clear before we go any further. Just now is a particularly difficult time for gentlemen like myself working in the industry that we do. Checks are tighter than ever. The operating fees we pay to individuals to allow us to operate, to function, is higher than ever. But we persevere because our clients are everything to us. And I want you to know that I sincerely appreciate you coming back time after time. Now, let's start sampling. In this little briefcase, we have some of the most expensive, elaborate, and complex pieces we've ever designed and manufactured. The extra special request you mentioned, the powder. We got it. think you're going to like it. But let's get the flavors running first, shall we? Each product has been carefully, meticulously created for you. Now, the first. This expertly crafted gold leaf laying in the center of what is actually something of a local speciality. The Emiratis here in United Arab Emirates are famous for their dates. Natural sweetness, but dipped in a 33% milk chocolate. Combines to make sweet and enticing product. The gold leaf accentuates the flavor, carefully balanced, but would not be complete with a little something to wash it down with. Now I give you something rather special. Have you ever heard of a vodka called Rousseau Baltique? This is almost as hard to come by. As our chocolate. That's a slight exaggeration, but here. Try it. The Rousseau Baltique is known for its flavor and its unyielding strength and almost overbearing complexity of flavor. Down the hatch. The combination of the crumbled chocolate complemented perfectly by the sweetness of the date, combines such a leveled flavor profile. To us. The Rousseau Baltique isn't actually the most expensive vodka in the world. No. It's actually bested by, and I roll my eyes, billionaire vodka. But any vodka connoisseur worth their salts could tell you that Rousseau Baltique is made with love. It has this complexity to it. And it's the complexity that sets it apart from any competition. That's all. It was the gold leaf date. It's been a while since you've had some sugar, I think. Well, thankfully I can't say the same. But let's proceed, shall we? You know, regardless of manufacturing costs, in spite of rising risk, increased security, nothing pleases me more than sitting with a friend, sampling some of the most expensive, some of the most refined, and delightfully pieced together chocolate. Okay. This little beauty, continuing with the wrapped date. This takes the Dubai date, encompassed in a 38% milk chocolate, creamed twice, and finished with a crystalline brown sugar. Now, depending on where you hail from, this might be called Demerara sugar. It could be called a variety of things, but try it. And when I say it's 38% milk chocolate, these percentages are refined. The crunch. The Dubai date has almost like a molasses-like consistency. It's very sweet, which is why we raise the milk chocolate percentile a little bit. Smooths it out. It's like a plane. It takes off with a roar and a crunkle, and then it just levels off. glides peacefully, effortlessly, to the taste buds. Of course, of course. Okay. Well, let's move on, shall we? The dates are available individually. And we can sell them in boxes of 10. Before we go any further, mostly because I can't hide the excitement, I want to show you the powder. Now, depending on where you're from, if you're from my way of the world, at least originally, this will be known as icing sugar. If you are from the Americas, this might be called powdered sugar. Or at least it used to be. People haven't been able to refine this stuff in a very, very long time. In fact, the contents of this box could buy this hotel twice over, I think. Now, when you requested the powdered sugar, the weight, of course, determines your final price. Packs. Now we've known each other for a long time. But you get caught using that. Well, not only did this meeting never happen, but I never existed. Now, sugar in its rawest form is greatly sought after. refined powdered sugar like this. That's something else. Okay. Such demand for something so simple, so small a thing. Now, it'll be weighed. As agreed. Two grams. As promised. Now this is yours to consume however you like. Personally, I don't deal in powder. Or at least I won't partake in it. Now, this is just sugar. That's all it is. But with the human body having been weaned off sugar for such a long period of time, sugar in such a concentrated form, well, it's probably the most impactful product that we offer. And when I say offer, just to confirm the weight. Good. Good. And what I just sprinkled off my desk would be the equivalent to a small house in costs. You're welcome. I'm glad it didn't disappoint. It wasn't easy to get. But you are one of our most exclusive clients. When you asked for it, or rather when I was notified you'd made the request for it, I left because I knew right away who it was. Okay. Just a touch more Rousseau. Let's continue, shall we? Okay. Now our next box is one of my most favorite. Because in this little box is our truffle offering. Now, truffles were somewhat of a delicacy before sugar was deemed illegal. But the process and the refinement was lost over the years. However, what we have to offer you here is a white chocolate ganache encased in the creamiest, smoothest white chocolate. I guarantee this you're going to love. Now, it's not quite powdered sugar, but there are waves of flavor. 3 very distinct waves. The initial crunch, not dissimilar to the date, but softer. More like a massage to the taste buds. And then the beginnings of a tangy cream. And it ends in almost a toffee-like consistency, warming the taste buds. And it's this little ensemble that I love very much. Cheers to the best job in the world. Of course. Now, I've prepared something here that's it's a little bit different. In fact, you perhaps never even heard of one of the chief ingredients to this truffle. It's a complex balance. But I think, given your history, you will have the acquired taste to appreciate such a piece. And not everyone does. That's an important point to make. Not everyone can enjoy and savor such a complex note of the yuzu fruit. This is a yuzu. A yuzu and sesame truffle. Now, those who are allergic to sesame. You won't be allergic to this, I guarantee. Now, the yuzu, if you've never heard of it, is a little less than perfect looking fruit. It's a citrus fruit. It looks a little bit like a lime that fell off a truck. But its flavor is unparalleled. It's a combination of a lemon and a grapefruit. But this beautiful Stramatia flavor. I take it back. I have a new favorite. That is rich and heavy. It's full-bodied. The sesame rises up from almost the depths and cascades this flavor, almost like an umbrella shielding the yuzu that sits at the center. Wow. That was decadent. And mixed with the Rousseau. It's a whirlwind flavor. It's an assault on the senses in the best possible way. I'm glad you share the sentiment. It's good. It's good. All right. Okay. Onwards and upwards. Okay. We have here a playful little dish that I know you're going to like. This is also ganache based. It is delicately crafted and stamped. Really quite beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful offering. Ganache based, but in keeping of the citrus theme. There's a Mandarin compote sitting at the center of this. It's just waiting like a little vase of flowers, full of fragrant flavor, color. Try it. I don't need to sell this to you. The flavor will sell itself. I like to provide commentary, but I'm still being met with new flavors. Mandarin compote at the center. Just sits there, waiting to make its appearance. But when it does, perfect. I can tell by your face. This is our strongest offering. Wow. Full disclosure, I only tried this while it was R&D. We were playing with the flavors, and it was good. It was excellent. But it wasn't where I wanted it to be. And our cooks looked at me, dismayed. And they said, we know. We can do better. We will do better. And they came good. The little stamp along the top is actually a very thin slice of something called Turkish delight. And it acts as a casing, shielding this little Mandarin in the center. Beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. Even though they're very small pieces, they're exceptionally filling because our bodies aren't used to sugar. I didn't feel satisfied very quickly. And of course, that feeling of satisfaction was one of the reasons why sugar was prohibited in the first place. Okay. We just have a few more to go. Don't be sad. I guarantee it won't be as long a wait for our next meeting. Okay. Now, this one particularly. This is a pistachio mix. We call it the gilded truffle. That little sprinkling of pistachio. You would be amazed at the difference this makes. The original truffle, the version 1, it didn't have that sprinkling. And for whatever reason, I'm not the scientist behind our products. I'm just the finance. But it felt incomplete. Beautiful nonetheless, but not to the level of standards that we come to expect from our truffle offerings. Something was wrong. Here, try. The immediacy of the flavor. The gelatine center. This is a praline. praline is a nut based. When it's being manufactured, at least. When it's being cooked. Almost looks like a chocolate mousse. And sugar is folded into it. Creates this almost granulated, almost grainy consistency. Hazelnuts. Cased. And 48% milk. It's bordering dark at this point. But the pistachio dusting. Chef's kiss, as they say. It's delicious. Really quite delicious. Now, I saved the last two. I'm sure, technically speaking, the powder should have been left to the end, but, well, you and I are children, and we like the biggest gift right at the beginning. But this is something that you requested for some time. And sourcing this much sugar with this amalgamation of ingredient proved very difficult. At least for the quantities you're ordering. You are going to like this. Okay. Before you, we have the chocolate brownie. Now the brownie I will say nothing. Just look at the chocolate layering, the chocolate finish. It oozes flavor. Please sink your teeth into our most ambitious product offering and our most satisfying flavor profile I have ever seen. The sweetness. Borderline euphoric. Yes. It's moist. A little bit gritty. So very Moorish. There is no way we're not finishing these. Similar to sugar is folded into the brownie very gradually. But there's less resistance in the brownie. It's allowed to sit in a softened state. It's not cooked for as long. It's heated. The flavors fuse and give birth to this paradise of chocolate. Well, apparently we've done our job because you're smiling from ear to ear. And I must say that Russo has went down extraordinarily well. Full disclosure again, the Russo wasn't actually my pick. My fiance recommended that we try it, and well, she was right. She's a queen. The most amazing woman. I'm extraordinarily lucky. Almost as lucky as her. Okay. Final product. And actually, the final product, my friend, isn't a sales pitch. In fact, rather the opposite. It is a token of our appreciation to your patronage over the years. From the very first time you walked into our office and sampled the S-Class. Well, I could see our potential then. And what we're realizing now is it goes beyond business. Flying out to Dubai, such as we are, just further reinforces that commitment we have to you. This five individually pieced bars. Some of our finest work, actually. Five different approaches to making chocolate. We have the white, creamy, indulgent. And we range from the white to the milk and I think some of our most refined work sits in the milk chocolates. And it scales its way up to this final bar here. This top bar, 99% cacao. And it's almost unheard of to spend that much cacao into a single bar. And it is strong, it's bitey, it's tangy almost. But what you'll find is that the heart of our darkest chocolate sits the warmest and most comforting of feelings. I guarantee. I'm afraid That's all we have time for. But I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so patient, for sticking with me all this time. Words of appreciation fail to do you the justice you deserve. I cannot honestly say how much I appreciate you. You're amazing and a true friend. Take care. And see you again soon. Oh. Before you go, give this number a call. Tell them Matt says hi.